Alright, so upon recommendation from one of my friends, we play a little bit of Pentiment. Uh, she loved it a lot, and to be honest, I was already looking at this, and I had bought it a bit ago. So yeah, let's get into it. I can read the stylized fonts, that's fine. But I think let's use the easy read fonts for the enjoyment of everybody, whoever may be watching. I can't read Latin, dude. I have a rock. Whoa. I'm scrubbing. Okay. We're making a new story. And that's how, like, old texts were used a lot of the time, too. This isn't unusual. The palimpsest. You can scrub and scrape away, or otherwise write over old text, because paper is at a premium, or whatever writing medium you have. Excuse me. So they would reuse a lot of things. Numbers. Maths. That's wizardry. That's the devil's language. I don't cotton to that. I don't cotton to numbers. Lingua nota. I'm stoked. Also have a lot of medievalist friends that would probably enjoy this a lot. Bavaria. Amazing. Old land of my people. The blue and white. Okay. This appears to be a play of some kind. The artifice is clear. Well, of course, don't distract the sisters. Up to the devil's work again, are you? Don't encourage him. Socrates! Devotion to one's work can yield pleasures of the mind superlative to those of the body. Either you need to spend time with more exciting lovers, or I need to learn how to work the Socrates way. How did you fly into the abbot? Andreas? It's not my fault that God made me this handsome. I apologized, of course. It takes great fortitude to be attentive to yourself and your work, especially when there are pretty nuns around. Must you make everything perverse? Yes. It is virtuous to focus on your work, but the abbot cannot hold you responsible for the feelings of the sisters. Despite the abbot's ire, you must endure. Soon, you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece. I am the artist Andreas, after all. Then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life as a master await you. I get the feeling that that's not going to happen that way. I think there might be some wrenches thrown into the works, if I had to guess. Yes, marriage to someone he has never met, hardly ideal. Well, the alternative is becoming a philosopher. Nobody wants that. Oh, Jesus, then you should definitely get married. Is she pretty, at least? That's what my brother said in his letter, but maybe he's just trying to lift my spirits. It is growing late. The wheel of time stops for no man, Andreas. I fear you must leave us. Ah, true, your majesty. Will you visit us again soon? Hopefully, but it's out of my control, your majesty. As are many things. Trust in providence. Grovian. Of course, your majesty. Until next time, Andreas. Until next time, your majesty. Exunt omnis. Pay no mind to the other fools? I never do. I love my man down there licking the boat. At least I would if they would stop stepping on my feet. Watch where you're going. They're fools, Andreas. No point in trying to teach them anything. I know old John wants you to endure the abbot shit. But since I take you home, I get the last word. Don't let him run you ragged, boy. I won't. The abbot can't push me around. That's what I like to hear. Ow. Yeah! Would you please stop? I give up. Take me home. As you wish, Andreas. Ah, kid. Good morning, Ursula. Kid. Oh, the Baron. I have no idea, well, I know that this is sort of adventure-y and then there's choices involved, but like the moment-to-moment stuff, I have no idea what to do. Pictrix, the Key of Solomon, the Heptameron, Prior Ferenc keeps giving me all these books to read. We're going back to bed. I have quests. Oh, tabs, a 3D book. Another day, another few pages for the abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. Ooh. So he does his own work in addition to, presumably, doing art for the abbots. The scriptorium. The Ex Libris. Andreas Mahler. From Nuremberg. The Gertner Farm. This is where I am asleep. This is the Abbey. Oh my god, there's so much. This outer tassing. Okay. It's Ferenc. Pietro? Or Piero? Okay. What we got in the glossary? Nuremberg, the free imperial city of the Holy Roman Empire, major trade center and city of the arts, including printing. So yeah, this is about that time. Yo, Ursula. Andrew. She's probably, whoa. She's got a full mop of hair. Probably like 3 years old, maybe? Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? Quite well, thank you. I'm so glad to hear it. I know you'll be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. Otto stopped by, says Ava. Yes, around dawn. She futzing around with, oh, a lunchbox. Here you are. That's too kind of you, Clara. Many thanks. Mr. Andreas, or Master, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, I mean, could we... Would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? And if we raised it by 2 groschen? Whoa! Well, we're behind on our taxes to the Abbey, 2 months behind. Peter's losing his hair over it, even more than usual, I mean. Oh, God bless you, Andreas. May St. Luke watch over you today. Speaking of St. Luke, how's your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? Slowly, I'm afraid most of my days are spent doing work for the Abbey. It's only during the Divine Office that Prior Frank allows me to work on my masterpiece. A reasonable restriction, but it is slow going. The City Council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show my clients and for my own sake. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry and open a workshop of my own. From Nuremberg to a university and now traveling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andreas. Yes, I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after the war. Some wandering. It must be rather frightening, starting all over again. I owe it to my family to make something of my life. They helped me even after I dropped out of university. I can't let them down. I'm sure you make your family proud, Andreas. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be wonderful. It is. It's my finest work. Good. It makes me glad to see some more confidence in the men around here sometimes. Now I have to get back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas, and we'll see you after Vespers for supper. Not tonight, but thank you. Klaus Drucker has invited me over for supper. Of course. Please say hello to the Druckers for us. Of course. Until later, Clara. The guest room, Ursula. What do we got here? People. I was just given like 1 billion people. Okay, these are just like regular people, and then these are, others. What is the green for? Claire, a second wife. Okay, Ava's the daughter. Okay. Klaus, town printer. Husband to wife Marie and father to Bertolt. Though Tossing is a unusual place for a printing press, he does brisk trade with pilgrims and other travelers on the Imperial Road. Cool. I don't know a lot of this. I know what a groschen is already. It's worth 12 pfennigs. Maybe minted at different values. St. Luke. Patron saint of artists and physicians. It's been a while since I knew my saints. Divine Office, of course. Vespers. Monastic hour at dusk, one of the major prayer hours. It is followed by supper. Okay. I do not know that. Let's go. I think I want to get up and get going. Oh, Andreas is booking it. Oh, it's Big Jorg. Morning, buddy. How's it going? You working today? Just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with the plow, and it took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. You off to the Abbey? Every day but Sunday. Right. Thank God for Sundays. It smells like a storm's coming, no? Huh? Just smells like fresh shop pioneer to me. You've been traveling too much. Where was it you spent your Wanderjahre before you came to Tasking? Yeah, where did I spend my, my year wandering around, or my My wonder years. No. Where did I roam? Basel? Nearby Bern, Zurich, Freiburg, Antwerp, Bruges, Ghent. Yo, let's go. Let's do some. Do a little bit of Italian. You know, we've been to Firenze, Venezia, Milan. Italy. No wonder your senses are dull. You've been down there too long. Spend enough time in these mountains, and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. Who's to say I haven't been to the Dolomites? How long will that take? 10, 15 years. I don't think I have that long, Big York. What'd you spend all that time in Italy doing anyway? Other than art, I mean. Ooh. What was I? Oh no, I wasn't a hedonist. But was I a rapscallion? I was probably a fucking nerd, honestly. Could have been a craftsman. I could have gone all in on the art. I think that might have been it. I wasn't a businessman. Wasn't a hedonist. I think other people would pick rapscallion just for the memes. I think craftsman is what my Andreas would do. Other than art, nothing. That's what I was there for. Art is the whole point, Big York. The craft. I don't have time for anything else. Oh. Sorry I asked. Well, I mean, you didn't have to say it like that, Andreas. Jorg! Let's go! Dad's already acting like I'm taking too long, even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you later, Andreas. Until later. I don't know what voice I want to use for, Andreas. Let's talk to Peter. Oh, he looks like shit. God bless you, Andreas. Oh yes, Andreas. The weather's been god-awful. The town's gone to shit since my days. Were things very different when you were young? As different as beer and piss. The old abbot didn't bother us much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left a little offering to Perchta to keep the skies clear, the weather fair. Matthias knew that Christ was in our hearts, even if the White Lady's name was on our lips. Oh, I'm interested. What sort of old customs? The kind that scare away witches and keep spirits from calling storm clouds over our farms. The saints weren't the first to watch over Tassing. My father knew that. Old Rannig Kemper knew that. That bastard abbot may not like it, but some of us keep the traditions alive. I've not met Ottilia. I won't mention that at the Abbey. Ah, the Abbey. Back the hounds, take the Abbot. I should go. Alright. God bless you. Peace be with you, ill Peter. Peter, ill Peter, and Big York. Andreas! Alright, to the town. Andreas. Game's gorgeous. It's like really... the art is very simple, but... it's very... it's definitely invoking that kind of illuminated manuscript kind of feel. Yeah, I can lend you a hand. I've got too many irons in the fire, probably literally. Or rather shoes. Horseshoes. I miscounted how many I put in. Now I need a hand or they'll overheat and I won't be able to work the metal. Take the shoe and the tongs. Put the hot part of the shoe on the anvil and hit it with the hammer. Oh, he'll hit it. Nice. Rotate. Making shoes for the horsies. Good, good, next one. Alright, fast, fast. That's pretty simple. Ah, well done. See, short work. Thanks for the help, Andreas. I didn't know what I was thinking doing all of those at once. It was like 4 horseshoes. Sure would be nice to have someone help me out here every day. Have you considered a child? Well, that's about right. Have you considered an apprentice? I have. None of the boys in the village seem interested. Keep at them. I bet you could get Bert Drucker. Klaus would have my head if I tried. Anyway, I don't want you to take up any more of your time. I'll see you and Otto up by the Abbey guest house for dinner. Until then. So, yeah, I'm not from around here, clearly, but I've been around for long enough to get to know all these people. It's Bertolt Drucker. Okay, and Big Jörg Gertner. There's Andreas Schmidt. Oh yeah, I just met him. That's right. Are these like... What are the... Are they grouped together in any way? Bill Peter is perpetually on death's door, but continues to work the field in spite of it. He is the oldest man until he looks it. Lawrence Rothvogel. From near Worms. Patron of the Kierson Abbey. Or Kearsaw. Lover of books and art. It's Otto, town carpenter. Okay, whatever. Fonda Yara, during which many a journeyman craftsman travels far and wide to improve their skills. Been to Venice. St. Moritz. Patron saint of Tassing. He was the Egyptian-born commander of a Roman legion who converted. They were all martyred for their faith. His hand is a relic in Kearsaw's shrine. Oh, that's right. Cool. I know Italian, a little Greek, and can reference cultural touchstones from Florence, Venice, and Milan, and I dedicated my life to art. I like how the sheepies block my path. Veronica, can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. Martin's got a face on him. This looks a lot like that looks a lot like standing there and doing nothing. Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Morning, Andreas. One of the fence rails fell and the sheep started hopping it. Is there anything I can do to help? Have you ever handled sheep before? Absolutely not. Then no, but thank you. Christian of you to offer. Oh look, there's something going on at the Steinauer's place. Yo, what's going on? Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. Martin is scheming. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky is giving him an earful. I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johann pulled his pants down. Knocked two of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind a stonemason's anger. You really think... do you think he's a noble? He looks really rich. God damn it, Martin, stay out of trouble for once. What, Aunt Hetty? Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now? Andreas, if you wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get these sheep under control. Of course, see you later. Don't work too hard, Martin. Okay. To the church and the Druckers. I'm assuming this is the Drucker house? Yeah. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? Oh, he's the type guy. He's the printer. Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey. Another few hours to work on my masterpiece. Good to hear. You still coming by for supper tonight? Marie and Bert would love to see you. You really need to see these new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Till Eulenspiegel. I didn't realize Father Thomas let you print books in Italian. Come on, Andreas, he's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from heresy. Your sloppy typeset. It's heresy, of course. Sure, why not? Some of the things people are publishing nowadays would make a bishop's head spin. Or an abbot's. Heh. It doesn't matter much with that one. I know it, but at least I don't have to deal with him much. So, supper tonight after Vespers? Of course. Thank you. Great. I'll tell Marie and Bert you're coming. See you then. See you later. Oh. Thomas. God bless, Master Mahler. I hope your week is going well. Thank you, Father. It's going well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. Good, Andreas. I don't recall seeing you at Sunday morning Mass. You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? Yes, Father. I just stay. Oh, God. I promise I'll bring it back. You don't have to make a promise to me, but our salvation is contingent on... Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Is that the patron? Yeah. Master Mahler, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rothvogel. A great lord from the countryside near Worms. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all of your neighbors were as welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I were returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck, and it was terribly dull. I mean, it has a certain charm common to these alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the Emperor's diet. The Emperor? Was he there? Did you see him? No, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time, quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. How was Venice, my lord? I lived there only a few years ago. Oh, fascinating. Well, the city's Jews now live in their own quarter in the north. The city's artists are still producing wonderful work. Titian, in particular, is a god. No offense, Father. Of course. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead and make a visit to Kiersau. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. A great loss for the Abbey and for us all. Indeed. By good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tassia. Yeah. He was reading during my last visit. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might cause a bit of a scandal, yes. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Garana, and I have come to check on its progress. Oh, my lord. If you have come to see our manuscript, you should speak with young Master Mahler here. Not quite a master yet, I still have to be approved. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the Abbey Scriptorium. A Nuremberger artist working in an Abbey Scriptorium? In 1518? Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord. It would be an honor. Wonderful! It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the Abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the Abbot's table. Did the Abbot invite me? No, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What's he going to do? Refuse us? Excellent. We'll see you then. Mischlaus, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the Abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Mahler. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. Yes. So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. You said you were unmarried. No, I'm not married, but in truth, I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in university for a number of years at Erfurt. Erfurt? Wonderful! The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Wait, you might have even met him. Did you? You must tell me. No, he was a few years ahead of me. Oh God, am I, oh, am I gonna, how do I feel about them theses? Oh boy, his ideas do seem fascinating. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Oh God, this is gonna go bad. Perhaps they've even read his list of 95 theses against the church. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Garnot does not disappoint in that regard. But enough about Luther for now. You must tell me about your university studies. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. Ha! No. My father is merely, or my family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all the books and tutors a child could dream of. I love all knowledge from Aristotle to Cicero to Ficino to and Erasmus, and everyone in between and yet to come. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he is well read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working towards a doctorate, but didn't finish. Oh, that's a shame. Well, what was your area of study? Probably I'll go with medicine. Let's go with that. All things medical. Studying all the latest and greatest texts coming out of Italy. Yes, the Italians continue to innovate in that area. Extraordinary, really. Fascinating work. Who knows what secrets we may learn about the human body in the decades to come. You. If I had any faith, I would have prayed you'd never show your face here again. Ottilia. Curse you, Lawrence Rothvogel. Darkness dogs tearing you to pieces would be too kind of fate. He is unloved in this community, it would seem. These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? Ooh. Does Andreas shrink away from the awkward situation? I think he might. Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and the quadrivium, yes. Did you have a favorite subject? Dude, was I an orator? Or was Andreas an orator? An occultist. Whoa. Yeah, skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. Yeah, let's do something in my wheelhouse. The art of persuasion, naturally. Rhetoric. Ah, I assume you studied the Greeks and Romans both. Yes, Aristotle and Cicero, yes, but also Christian thinkers like Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. True, we have less use for public discourse than senators did in the Roman Republic. Exactly. The doctors of the church weren't trying to persuade politicians, but to move the mind toward Christian truth. Still, the principles remain the same. Invent your arguments, then arrange, style, and internalize them before delivering them to your audience. Splendid. Though I suppose an artist has little use for rhetoric, especially in a place such as this. Not true. Rhetoric is an art. And like other forms of art, it should be created for the audience and its purpose. It can be practiced as easily in the streets of a rural town as in the Curia of Rome. Well put. And your other studies? Was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, I'm an occultist, dude. I used my access to the university's library to pursue more esoteric interests. Oh, esoteric how? Mystical text. Books on alchemy, invoking spirits, divination. Purely academic, of course. Of course. I started with Ficino's Corpus Hermeticum, and my interest only deepened from there. It's probably Ficino. I've not heard that name. Quite interesting, Andreas. I'll make some time to speak with you more on this topic during my stay. I look forward to it, my lord. Ah, there's the Abbey. I have good memories of this place, and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Kearsaw at all? No, my family have been patrons of Kearsaw for I don't know how many generations. Some years ago, I heard that Kearsaw still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript productions, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Well, there's not much left of it these days. Two young scribe, or old men, young scribe, and me. Well, perhaps it is nostalgia that brings me back here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Garnot a year ago. I thought I would stop by to check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no, I do know the artist. Well, the venerable brother Piero. How venerable? He still has his wits and skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with color. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. Blah. Mishlaus? Mishlaus? Oh boy! Tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the Abbey. Yes, my lord. I'm an aging burnout. I washed out of university, trying to find myself as a professional artist. Apparently, I've proved myself so far. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Sisters? Mother Superior? Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then, Kearsaw is a place out of time in more ways than one. Do you know Mother Cecilia? She seemed to recognize you. We are acquainted, yes. Let's leave it at that. Yo, he's tall as hell. Oh, wait, never mind. You see Father Gernot. I am Lawrence, Baron of... Ah, yes, the Baron of Rothvogel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. If you say so, I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord. I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Oh, yes, I know, but I wrote ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. My man famished. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Of course, Father. I'm eager to get to work. Then get to work! Shit! I should have asked him about in advance for the Gertner's taxes. Ugh! Maybe I can just convince Brother Matthew to pay me early. Yo, get paid, get that money. Get that paper. We're going to church. The Laquarium. Ask Brother Matthew. Rudiger. God bless you, Andreas. Oh, has your voice yet recovered from Easter Mass, Rudiger?
Oh, yes, it was a bit of a strain, but a worthy sacrifice.
Well, if the Lord could give us all, or give us his all on Easter. Well, exactly.
Have a good day in the scriptorium.
Have a good day singing. Yes. Oh, we're going. Yo, he's going hard. Matthew. Ah! He's so tiny. God bless you, Matthew. How's the sacristy today? Same as yesterday. Does my vocation seem silly to you, Master Mahler? No, I was just being friendly. Then go in peace, friend, knowing the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. God be with you. Oh, one more thing, I have a favor to ask you. Yes, Andreas? I was hoping you could give me my paper, the latest manuscript, early? That isn't part of the agreement you made with Father Gernot. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before. I only have a few pages left, Brother Matthew. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway. Then I think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. The Abbey runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble not only for Kearsarge, but for Tassing as well. Ooh. The matter is pressing, Brother Matthew. Oh, I am very persuasive. I am using some ethos here. For the love of another Christian, I beg you to make an exception. Very well. Do not ask me this of me again, Andreas Mahler. Here you are. I shall know this with Father Gernot and Prior Ferenc. Thank you, Brother Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. Nice. Now that I've got my payment, I can give Clara the rent early. Oh, this is probably would lead to something bad. But this might also. Because, like, it feels like this would make it go missing. Did she ask me to be discreet? I mean, I think I wouldn't make her mad if I did this, but it might lead like is her husband gonna get like embarrassed or something since she asked for this? And is he gonna get mad? I've not met her husband, so I wouldn't know. These are like this is what this choice is invoking in my mind. Feels like this is like dangerous. I'm just gonna give it to her. To the Old Bailey. Mott and Bailey. Dorm, there's a scriptorium, cemetery, Prior's house. What's going on in here? A Volvel, I don't know what that is. I've seen these before in astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? Is it like a decoder ring? 2 wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters, and the holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. The outer edge of the wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bear. Oh, I can't. Like, it's. Oh. I'm already, like, bored. This is too much. Greek, Latin, and elemental symbols. It's obvious somebody with occult interest did this. Quarter turn aligns a different elemental symbol with the drink more Ovaltine. And that different set of letters underneath. I wonder what it's for. A cipher of some sort. I need to investigate more. This has to be connected to something else around here. Probably that piece of paper, whatever it is. This is interesting. Why is there occult bullshit in the Prior's house? Well, it's time to get to work, buddy. Guy. Or Guy. Good day, Andreas. How's your morning going, brother Guy? It's fine. More contracts for the abbot. Or could be Guy, for all I know. Which would you rather be making? Contracts or manuscripts? I honestly don't care, Andreas. As long as the abbot is impressed, he could have me write the first chapter of Genesis until Judgment Day. Does the abbot's opinion mean that much to you? The abbots and the priors both. You're lucky. When you're done with this, you're going home. I'm never going to see Burgundy again. I need to make the best of the next 40 years. Then I'll leave you to it. I mean, he's a friar. Edoc. God bless you, Andreas. How are you feeling today, brother Edoc? Oh, Mill. Oh, Mill. That's easy. I'm well. Well done, my son. It is early. I'll give you a harder one later. I look forward to all of your anagrams, brother Edoc. Literally not. Until then. It's Pierre. Man got gamer neck. Good morning, brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. It makes my bones ache. It means a storm is coming. Big Yor Gartner says if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell the storms coming. Brother Edoc has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Do not forget, brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered at the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, brother Edoc? I'm comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord, in his ineffable wisdom, may choose to strike down. Brother E, could you show more respect to Brother Edoc? You're being mean-spirited. Stay out of this, Andreas. The old fart can defend him well enough. Defend himself. I need no defense against the likes of you. God protects his faithful against the Inquisitus. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Brother Prior Ferenc is not overseeing us today. He was here, but he heard Lawrence Rothvogel had arrived and hurried out like a little mouse. Ferenc is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel. It's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no. Baron Rothvogel, his manuscript. I just realized you'll want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. That's what, of course, it's why he's visiting. Ah! Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about his patrons' visits. Ooh, let's see here. What's the problem? Varian is just one client. He has to wait like everyone else. Ooh, probably not. That's probably not what I want to say. I could dig at Guy some more. Dig at my man. The true crowd. What a fucking fuddy-duddy Andreas is with all his artist bullshit. Uh, yeah, yeah. Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like everyone else. Andreas Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. Kearsarge is already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Ferenc isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. No, that's right. I need to reference the Indermar manuscript. Knock, knock. Zdena. What do you want, Andreas? A book, the Indermar manuscript, the Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? Absolutely not. What do you mean? I mean, did you sleep alone? Oh, horny none. Why do you want to know? It would be nice to have something to think about during Divine Read. Whoa! Have you considered the Lord? Could I just get the book? Ugh. It's all the way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? I'm sorry, but my feet hurt and the stairs are steep. I'm just gonna ask the Illuminata to get it. Sister Illuminata! Yo, she's mad now. Andreas made her mad. Andreas needs help finding a book and I don't know where it is. Andreas. Sister Illuminata, I'd like to borrow Indermar manuscript, the Book of Hours. Yes, I overheard. Here, please return it promptly. Blue text. Piero, what are you doing?
Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming?
Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Piero, my bud.
Yes, the composition is lovely. There's a joyful spirit in the arrangement of the figures.
The contrast of colors is also nice. Rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. It doesn't feel right. I don't know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. What do you mean? It's all my work. My son, you're copying the illustration from the Indermar manuscript almost exactly. So, what's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it? Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful. But I feel you've not given much thought to what it represents. It's November. In November, we show the peasants leading the pigs to the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants are no longer allowed. Our peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it. Even Father Gernot. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these messages illuminate a path to truth. Well, I mean, Andreas is a... what would Andreas say? Is he a fuddy-duddy craftsman? I mean, I feel like he could be, honestly. The technique is all that matters to me, perfecting the craft. Isn't that enough? Only you can answer that, Andreas. There was a time when I marveled at I marveled at my own technique. But there is reason we monks do not usually identify ourselves in our work. It foments pride, vanity. With time, I learned to take simple satisfaction in helping to spread truth to others. But you need not listen to my opinions. They're just the thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Much like Hirsa, the Baron said earlier. Does that make you sad? I admit I'm still fond of the old styles of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth, I knew it would not last. The creation of books, of art, is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more people will be able to read, and in so doing, be brought to truth. Oh. Andreas, I feel like he could be a fuddy-duddy. This would go along with his, like, artisan-y type thing, like mastery over the arts. He thinks, like, clearly there's a sort of classist dimension to Andreas, even though he is very, like, regardless. Or, like, in that sort of, if you pick that artist kind of tack. Um, Clearly there's a sort of classist dimension to that. Even with his background as a kind of a university washout. Um, I think there will always be place for artists like you and Brother Eda. I think I'm going to steer away from that kind of thing as much as I can. And Brother Gee. It's kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be so concerned of me. I have lived a long life and I'm happy to have served the Lord. When he calls for me, I am ready. Ooh. I think we're gonna go until the end of the day. Maybe after Vespers, probably. Ah, where is the time gone? It's already terse, terse, terse. I know that word. Like, I know the adjective, but I know I know this, too. I just don't remember. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. Oh, did he take a vow of... Oh, clearly not a vow of silence. He wouldn't be talking this much. Boop. Yo! He's got his decoder ring. What's going on in here? I dropped my stuff. You see, Andreas didn't see that, though, but I did. Andreas was still picking up his stuff. Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. But then Prior Frank came in and wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. Oh, he did see it. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut. Prior Frank should know better than that. Some of those manuscripts are quite delicate. He seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he's on edge since Baron Rothvogel arrived early. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronic? Okay, yeah. Oh, there are a few other books I've been wanting to borrow. You can't be serious. You want more books? I think Prior Frank has given you more than enough. What does she want? If that's a problem, you should bring it. Ooh, I don't know what you're talking about. Andreas, I have enough wits to remember that Prior Ferenc has withdrawn 5 books from the library. Books that I later saw on your desk and later disappeared from the scriptorium entirely. Ooh. How do you know that? Are you spying on us in the scriptorium while we work? No. Because that would be also a little bit rude. How do you know so much about where all the books are, then? Andreas, I'm Kiyosawa's librarian. It's an important job. My concern for the books does not end at the library door, nor does my responsibility. Please understand that. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all this fuss about Lawrence Rothvogel? Why is Pride Frank so nervous? Lawrence? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and the father, Abbot, have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he paid well enough to keep the Abbey when we needed it, or to help the Abbey when we needed it. Whoop, I'm reading too fast. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Of course. I'll help in any way that I can. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I'll tell you what books I'm looking for. Find them and return them to me. The first books are the 2 volumes of the Aeneid. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. It's... I know the ones. They're not his to keep. Ah, it's the Aeneid. I remember this. There's a fair amount of wear on these, I hope you don't mind. These volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Oh, she's wandering through. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. You women do. Well, is it really? Well, surely it's not that dire. How would you know, Andreas? How could you? I think Andreas is a little naive or frivolous. Let's go with that. Look at her. She's dead. Dying. She's on fire. Men are not sorted with the same sieve of life as women are. There are fewer places where we fit. Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men, or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely the tools in tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. Fire! It's hot fire! No woman is exempt from that. From the Empress to a nun, it is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the Aeneid. It is fine poetry. For men. Now the books, if you please. Lady... My sister over here, she's spittin'. Thank you. Next, Wretched Girin. This is a printed copy, green cover, diamond pattern. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Edok was reading it. Am I going to go through all these? Probably. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Amadio Risco of Lugano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then pursues a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forgot the best part! In the end, Garen learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. I suppose you're right. It's better suited for knaves like me. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world, as she well knows. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? I hate to see the brothers disappointed, but I understand. It's not my goal to deprive the brothers of their joy, but to return Amadea Rusco's property. The book, please. Amadea Rusco. There's only one book left, then you will be freed from bondage. A dark red cover. 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. What is it? The description should be sufficient. Is it very lewd? Well, let's take a looky-loo. Now that I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it. It's very unspeakable. Very good. Bring it here. What is this anyway? Maybe I should have learned French at some point. Oh. Avec touché par Dieu et depuis du patch au premier état de la grâce et monté par les... Oh, God. What is this? Okay. Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Why won't you tell me what this book is? Because it's a dangerous book? Oh, Mahler. Oh, one the previous abbot tolerated in spite of papal order to destroy it. Compromener avec humilité. Exemple simple. Prends l'amour mondain et appliqué pareillement à l'amour divin. Divin. Yes. All three French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It's not my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? Ooh, she go whoosh. Love and reason, presumably. 200 years ago. What? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. I can sympathize with him. That's fine, but Father Matthias is gone. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Garnet learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows it's here. I do. So do Mother Cecilia and Father Garnet. Oh, this is like... Do I rock the boat? Is Andreas a boat rocker? Or is he a simp? This is the question. I feel like Andreas is a little bit of a worm. Do we want to be a worm? I mean, I think that my standing in this community seems tenuous. I don't think I want to make the sister mad. On the other hand, if I hoot and holler about it, well, she's the one that's locked behind the door. God, I don't know what to do. This is so intense. This is a heretical text. It would be bad if I held on to this. People would think less of me. Fuck it, we're doing it. What? Why not? What are you going to do with it? Read it, become a French heretic. I'm not sure. I'll hide it. Keep it safe. Give me that book or ideals forfeit. Ooh, I won't tell you anything about Baron Rothvogel. Consider the sound theological reasons for this book to exist. More sound than a condemnation from 3 bishops of Paris? I am a redder. I mean, who are you going to trust, them or me? Ooh, I fucking... Did you leave university voluntarily, or were you expelled? I feel my duty is to God and the vows I have made to the rule. What about the librarian's rule to protect books? No, you just made that up. Oh, I'm not a friend to her. I propose a compromise. You could say I saw... Oh, lying to him. This is bad. Bad plan. I doubt he'll make a fuss about me stealing a book he wanted destroyed. I don't like this, Andreas. It feels wrong in my heart. Oh, I go hard. I swear I'll take it far away. It's been out of here for years, and besides, how could you have stopped me? I'm trusting you, Andreas. Against my better judgment, don't make me regret this. She trusts me! Well. Hey, what did he write in this book? Now then, Baron Rothvogel. Quickly, though. I need to finish up here soon. You said he buys books from the Abbey. What kinds? What, are you angling to get the Baron as a patron one day? Someday? Perhaps. Knowing his preferences may help me work in a style he appreciates. Practical, then. Well, I can't speak to his artistic taste, only his literary ones. While he does seem to appreciate artistic manuscripts, I am no judge of style. He enjoys the prestige of possessing a fine book. The rarer it is, the more luxurious, the more he desires it. The Baron has a particular interest in books on magic and other occult topics. As does our prior, though. I suspect the Baron's interests may be more experimental than academic. The dangerous error in judgment. There's much to... Oh, God. There's much to learn from enturgy, even necromancy, but reading is not practice. I'll assume that your interests go no further than what's written on the page. Faith can inure anyone against corrupting ideas, but reading such texts is dangerous. Not that it is my place to judge either the prior or the Baron, of course. If you say so. I understand that it is a flaw I must correct. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. Wait, how will we get to the church if you can't enter the scriptorium? I thought this was the only door into the library. We are standing in the oldest part of the Abbey, and like any old place, it has its share of secrets. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. We eat. That's the bell for sex. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. I should see if Otto is still around and wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the abbey. I think this might be a good place to stop. Because it's been a while. And reading... Oh, do I take the book? Sure. What was Prior Frank doing with this book? What were you writing, man? From the University of Five Terces, the Hungarians call it Pex. Oh yeah, that's where Ferenc's from. Ferenc's Hungarian name. Doctor of Theology, Georg of Gran. Ferenc's a friend of his? Okay. I can't read any of this. What do I like? Text on astronomy, it looks like. I'm not familiar with it. Bastard script. Burgundian? It's definitely Ferenc's handwriting between the lines and the margins. Is he noting the text for his personal... In any case, it's a thorough commentary. Whoa. I didn't need to... Yeah. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, all astrological symbols. What's written below, though? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's just a jumble of letters. Oh, yeah. The Wavell I found also has Greek letters on it. They must be connected, but how? There's something missing. I suppose I'll figure it out in due time, but I'll copy this down now to reference later. Yes! Score. Okay. So, mysteries afoot. Also, intrigue. There's a baron. Money. Came here. Look at his manuscript. He likes rare things. He's also a bit of an occult nerd. I'm a bit of an occult nerd. We're gonna get along famously. Maybe. Unless he's evil. And then, you know, Andreas has scruples at the very least. At least in my mind. So, this is where we're at currently. I currently also have a book, a heretical text. Let's see what else we have. Oh. Do I have... Okay, there we go. Got a journal. A few... Oh. So I got the... I can get the money to Clara. Clara gave me some food for dinner. I should see if Otto and Andreas are around. So we're gonna eat lunch. Oh, there's so many. Il Peter, Johannes, Sister Illuminata, Lawrence Vogel, the Drucker, Marie Druckering, Mother Bertolt. Okay. Edoc. Oh, it's alphabetical order. I'm stupid. I'm the dumbest person alive. Yeah, Matilda, Mischlaus, Peter, Pierre, Rudiger, Stena. She has a markedly impious attitude toward life. Curacao. The rules of Saint Benedict, of course. Instructions for monks and living together. Blah blah blah. Monastic life. Till Jugendspiegel. Till is a prankster, continually exposing the vices and hypocrisy of others. Okay. Forms. Martin Luther, of course. Manfrotisius, Perkta, Pagan Goddess, Raneg, Kemper, late husband, Prince Bishop of Freising, Cicero, of course, we know, the Aeneid, Aristotle, Augustine, Benedictine, the Book of Hours. Okay. Alright. Well, that's it for now. See you in a bit.